You may not know me. I'm just a resident Twitter and or Facebook scroller that makes subpar content and then dips out when there's nothing new to record. But here I am, seeing this post from what looks like a 4chan thread, talking some wackadoo tomfoolery about
Why is it that with Sonic, people continue to stick with it after so many bad games? '06 should have killed it, and Boom and Forces back-to-back should have killed it, and the City Colors remaster, that should have done a ton of damage. Yet people are still excited for new stuff, and the fans keep doing shit like porting and fixing the worst game in the series to PC. I don't understand how such a dedicated community can form from such a mediocre at best framework.
Now, if you know me, there are 3 video game franchises that I will actually go to war over, and that's Shantae, Tomb Raider, and of course Sonic the Hedgehog. And from an outsider looking in, yeah, it might be a little weird that people keep coming back to what is the textbook definition of both an abusive relationship and Stockholm Syndrome in the gaming industry, but stick around, my dedicated little contrarian, and I will actually explain what exactly it is that keeps people stuck on this little blue bastard. So, Sonic as a character is just too appealing, too attractive. And no, you fucking weirdo, I don't mean attractive like, oh, I wanna get nasty, I wanna do the skin slap with him. That's not Nicole. I mean, as a character design, the slick blue, the iconic red shoes that even now they still stick out, even the green eyes that people are still, to this day, 20 years later, 25, still having a conniption over. If the character themselves aren't appealing to look at, then why am I playing the game? I have to stare at that character through the entire time. Yeah, it doesn't save the game from being a mediocre trash fire, but it's still an appealing character to look at while I'm playing. Kinda like another son. I just came up with that. We're more than 20 years removed from the whole X Games and Extreme Sports era where Sonic was at his absolute highest, and a character like Sonic would now be considered out of date, annoying, ear grating, and depending on who's writing the game, the comic, or the movie, you might be right.
It's been generations since I seen you. You okay?
Yet it's still just crazy how, despite all of this, despite how past his prime Sonic might be, he's still just too cool to hate, or even just to completely write off. You know, unless you got some little bitch in your ear screaming about how bad insert game here is. The world in general is just attractive as well, both aesthetically and just in its history and lore present beneath it all. It's one of those few mascot platformers that can blend a realistic aesthetic and Sonic's inherently cartoon one into one cohesive world and just mesh them both together well. Mario, for example, never really strayed too far from its simplistic artistic roots until Mario Odyssey, where even though you're in the more realistically proportioned New Donk City, everything really still feels off. Like, Mario doesn't look like he belongs, and the game knows this because it's a single stage and the game treats it like it's another world or kingdom technically, but we know what they mean. Or recently, Kirby, everything is intentionally deceptively cute, you know, till the late game.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
But Forgotten Land definitely experimented with more of a realistic design of the world in general, being that the game takes place on Earth, though it was still very Kirby in its design. So does this mean Shiver Star's not canon anymore? Or Sonic's main appeal has always been the attitude that both the character and the gameplay itself embody. It's always been about showing you exactly how hyperactive and bombastic that Sonic himself can be, while also complementing the high-speed gameplay. You dial it back to 1996 and Nintendo dropped Super Mario 64, and while it's not a bad game, the furthest thing from it, it's still 3D platformers in their infancy. It does its job in showing off what the 64 can do, very well mind you, but it's nowhere near as in your face about it as it could have been. Though, I mean, I guess that's okay. Mario's not really about being in your face.
Meanwhile,
Sonic Adventure 1998, large bustling cityscapes, FMVs, full 3D control, complete open hub world, multiple landscapes, makes you feel like you're on a fucking adventure. Spam the spin dash and speed hour, get up on this building, it looks like a set piece, bam, extra life, spin dash again, boom, shortcut, cut the stage in half like a katana, boom, Dreamcast code there, I'm hilarious. Sonic Adventure 2, 2001, not as impressive at the time. Metal Gear Solid 2 and Grand Theft Auto 3 were that same year. But yeah, city escape, giant truck chases you down, Shadow's entire thing is just... It's just Sonic, even when he's not trying to be cool, is cool. Sonic is just a shonen anime made into a platformer, and everyone fucking loves shonen, dude. There's a reason why it's the most popular demographic for the medium. Just come on. I don't even have to worry about Mario games being bad. You know, I know a Mario game at the absolute worst will just be like okay. Like they're all the same shit. And if you like that, that's more power to you, big homie. That's all you. But I like when Sonic is experimental. Do I like it all the time? No, but I do like it. There's nothing else like Sonic. And there are definitely games that have tried to replicate what he does, but at the end of the day, they aren't Sonic. They don't have the myriad of characters, the myriad of varied and interesting designs or gameplay. They don't have the world that leaves a game like this, with lore like this. God, Sonic is cool as shit, man. There's just nothing else like it. Nothing else like these games. The ones they've tried, they just don't scratch that itch that Sonic satisfies. And this is like that one franchise that proves that people don't actually need to like the games to like the franchise as a whole. And that's why dudes like Sonic, dog. He's cool. He's just cool. And I won't be taking any counter arguments. I'm me. My word is law. And if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have made it this far into the video. I know that. I feel like I've properly articulated and got my point across. Surely no one is gonna misunderstand what makes people like this character. What's that? Oh shit.